You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
Hey, you're listening to Adulting with Horses, the best place to be if you can't be at the barn. We are your co-hosts and equine authors, Heather Wallace and Natalie Keller-Reinert. As crazy horse girls, we don't take ourselves too seriously in the saddle or out. We celebrate the things that make us different. Join us as we talk about horses and pop culture and get a little weird in a fun way. Thank you for being a little weird with us. Hey, Natalie.
Hi, Heather.
So I don't want to brag,
Yes,
but
you did.
it wasn't my horse, but I got on a horse last week.
Shut up. Did the owners know? Did
She
you
kind of
steal the
made
horse?
it happen. So, for anyone who's been listening, it's been quite a bit since I've been on the back of a horse.
Like almost the whole year?
Almost the whole year. I think
Yeah.
once in March at this point,
My
and once in
gosh.
January. So, this is iconic for me. It's so bad that I actually had to call Ride IQ and be like, I think I need to stop my membership right now because I'm just giving you money.
Oh, no.
Not that I don't love them. It's just I'm not, I'm a single mom. I need to save the money where it's
Yeah.
actually being used. So I was doing a saddle fit evaluation for a saddle that we'd had custom made for this client, who the client I actually met because she's a timid rider, and I met her at Equine Affair a couple years ago, and literally she and her daughter showed up and she started crying when she met me.
I actually remember this.
Yes, because
Yes.
she was so touched by Confessions of a Timid Rider. So we've kept in touch this whole time. I've even gone on trail rides with her. She's local. It's amazing. So she's very cheeky, and I love her to death. She goes, get on my horse. I want you to feel the saddle. I'm like, I don't really, that's not really part of the service. And she's like,
It is
get on the
now,
horse,
bitch.
Heather. I was like, all right.
Oh, that's perfect.
So
She's like, I'm not testing it. You become the test rider.
no, she didn't give me an option to say no because,
Right.
when given the chance, I will absolutely duck out. And so I was like, I do kind of want to feel the saddle. So in my regular leggings and nothing shoes, I just hop on with her extra large helmet. Sorry, there's not
Mhm.
I have an extra small head for anybody that cares. So I had to wear my beanie with the helmet on top, and basically she lead lined me around. I had, my hands on the buckle, no feet in the stirrups, just kind of walking in circles as she walked with me on her big draft mare. And
Nice.
it felt so good.
Did you feel completely correct and right the moment you got into the saddle?
Well, the saddle's amazing, so yes.
Well, as a generic term, into the saddle, onto the horse.
It felt like coming home.
Yeah.
And that,
I got
yes, right?
I got onto Ben the other day. It wasn't even I only rode 2 or 3 days this week, and obviously not at all the week before because I was away. But I mounted and I was just like, oh, that's better. And then I thought, whoa, that was a weird thing to think. I was like, whoops, I'm definitely more comfortable up here than on the ground.
Yeah. No, and I
Yeah.
always joke. It's not really a joke because it's true. I'm not very graceful. I'm klutzy
Mhm.
because I'm usually, my brain is working so fast, I'm not paying attention to everything. And so I always said that I'm more graceful on a horse than I am on the ground.
Sure.
And no, but I mean, I at no point was I oh, she's too big or too wide or what. It just
Mhm.
felt like I could take a deep breath. And I think that's
Mhm.
kind of what I've been afraid of the last year is having that time to think and feel
Mhm.
and breathe with everything going on. I'm going to just crash out.
Right. Yeah, that's
So-
what you said is
Yeah.
you ground really hard on a horse and I space out on a horse.
Yeah.
So that's-
Yeah. So we're very opposite that way.
we
So
really are.
but it's good because I think after that, I got off before I started crying. But
You're at work, Heather.
I know, right? Well, she cried the first time we met.
Like,
so
can
it's
I cry in
quid
your
pro
tack
quo.
room?
But yeah, so I think on Saturday we're getting prepped for our home show,
Mhm.
and Robin and Leanna have been riding Ferris to get him ready for it because obviously he's been kind of sitting. And I'm going to get on him and we're just going to have a little walk around, and I'm just going to make that the priority because
Yeah.
I think I need to be back. Like now, like I feel ready. Is that weird? I feel ready.
No, somebody had to give you a shove.
I
The
do need a shove sometimes.
And that two timid riders could band together in such a way and become one massive mega timid rider and just get the job done. Where she even was kind enough to pony you, which is really cool. I love it. I think it's amazing. Side note, new business idea: timid rider line of super deep seated, comfy saddles. Like,
Honestly.
you want something from my timid rider line. They're extra wide for those big draft horses you love.
Well, actually,
extra cushion for your big booties.
unintentionally, I did kind of create. It wasn't, I didn't take credit for it.
You got a trademark,
I guess. Yeah. But what the company that I'll give them a shout out here, the company that I'd recommended to her, because she is primarily a dressage rider. She had trouble with the dressage saddles bridging on her horse, and it just wasn't working. She had an $8,000 saddle that she got rid of in order to get this saddle, right? So I had recommended it to my friends over at Franco C Saddles. I do not get a commission. I just want to put it out there. I don't rep them, but I love them. I've ridden in them in Mongolia, and I do recommend them for some like hard to fit horses because there's a beautiful marriage of Western and English there. And we designed it for her. But I have sent so many clients their way asking for certain trees that they actually created a new tree based on what I normally will recommend for these short-backed, big-shouldered horses.
Wow, it sounds like something that I need. So that's insane.
Yeah, but here's the best part. So for her, my biggest thing is not, is she going to be showing well in it? But does she feel confident in it, right? Timid rider, she does a lot of trails and hunter paces. So she told me, she goes, I have a great story. I went out with Cheryl, her other barn friend, and she said we were going out and there was some like bikers above them on the hill, and they were making the whirring sound, and both horses were like, absolutely not, and took off. And she said, I got to the point where I was like panicking, and then I started laughing because I felt so secure in the saddle. And I said, that's how you know. That's how you know. So I was really proud of that moment, actually.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, I could do something like that in my life because it's spooky season here again.
Yeah.
So I rode a couple days ago. It was in the 60s as opposed to, it had been in, obviously, 100 every day. And then it was like in the 90s, and then it was in the 80s, and that was good. 80s were good. Then it went into the 70s. 70s are iffy. Then it went into the 60s. And Ben was like, well, the woods are full of demons. And
so relatable.
We had our first spooks in spring. Like, one of his like tail tuck and dig kind of
tail tuck and go.
Yeah. Have the first one of those. Like great. And now it's far too cold for me to ride, I can assure you. And I'm just like, no, I was just enjoying my bitless riding adventure, and the bit went back in.
Yeah,
we're working on something that would be best explored in a round pen with nice deep sand. And I don't have either of those things.
Yeah, you have a Florida horse, so anything below 70 is very iffy.
Yes. It's just crazy how their entire personality shifts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing it up here in the north too. I didn't tell you I got injured on Monday. Yes,
oh my gosh.
Pretty badly. Luckily avoided the hospital, but it was a horse that I've worked with for like 5 or 6 years. He's massive. Like, you might have seen him on my social media. Like, it's like little girl and a big horse. Like, he is massive, warm blood. And he Bambi stanced, like he spooked at something and Bambi stanced. And he did it with that whole dinner plate hoof right over my foot, my whole foot.
God.
And he caught me at such a bad thing and wouldn't let me go that I fell underneath him.
Good God.
And his owner is pregnant, and he's very much Liberty trained. Like, I trust this horse so much, but like, it could have been very, very bad. So I just kind of stayed there, trying to breathe. And she got him off me pretty easily. And then I was like, I'm going to walk it off. Cause like, what do? We get up and we see if we can weight bear, right?
Yeah. Just a little broken bone test.
That's exactly it.
You got to know.
I was like, okay, I need a minute to breathe. She ran and got me some water. And I took a second and I said, okay, I can put weight on it. It hurts like really bad, but like otherwise I was okay. Like he didn't like continue the spook and like get tangled up on me. So needless to say, later I did have two more clients after that, which I did see, but it made me like 10 minutes behind. And later on, I got stuck about a mile behind a multiple car pileup that blocked an entire highway for 3 hours.
Oh my God.
Like, we didn't move.
Oh my gosh.
And all I was thinking is, if I didn't get hurt, I probably would be in that, because you've seen me drive, right?
Oh, no, I think you would have been past it by several miles.
I might have. But like, the universe works in mysterious ways. And I'm thinking like, okay, I'm going to choose to be grateful that this wasn't worse and I didn't need like a boot or a cast. So I was like, okay. By the next morning I got up, I was walking on it, but the shoes hurt. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So now a couple days later, I have a full black hoof mark of a bruise over my entire foot.
Seriously? Like the shape?
That's shape awesome. Of it.
And I need to take a picture of that.
I kind of think I do. I did get a pedicure before that, so it's not so nasty. But I will say, if you look at it, like even my daughter was like, whoa, that could have been really bad. Like if he'd had a shoe on and wasn't barefoot, I would have absolutely broken half my foot. It
is really crazy what a foot can take. When you consider the shape of them, because like I remember getting absolutely like I was walking a 2-year-old at the sales and he spun around like on my foot. Like did a 180 on my foot, and I was just wearing a paddock boot. And I finished my shift, and then I called into my night job. I worked at Barnes and Noble at night. And I was like, look, this horse just like stomped me. I'm gonna put my foot up, and it hurt, but it was fine. Nothing was broken. Like how? You look at the foot structure and you go, well, that's just got to shatter because it's like arched.
Well, and there's nothing that they can really do about it. I mean, in very rare cases will they do surgery. So.
You just see people stumbling around.
Oh, yeah.
Trees and like all these horrible scooters. And oh, dear God.
Oh, God. No. And there is one at the local shows who's been on the scooter. And I'm like, obviously if I'm in a cast, like that takes me out of work for 6 weeks. Like I'm going to be poor. I'm already poor, but I'm going to be poorer. So
poor. I don't know where I was going with that.
So anyway, so like, I feel like the fact that I even got on a horse the next day after that, I'm kind of a badass.
You went full horse girl. I went straight back into it. You were just
it was like, I'm going to get trampled and then get back on for the first time in 6 months.
It's a good thing you rode without stirrups. That was probably wise. The best thing you can do for a broken foot is make sure you ride without stirrups. All right?
That is true.
Use, sensible. Be caution first. Just take the stirrups off.
I love how logical we're being.
Mm-hmm. There was the meme that went around. I posted it. It was like, people, whenever we say like we're with horses and somebody says, oh, I love horses, but, and then they list something terrible a horse has done to them. And we're like, yeah, that's what it's like. That's what horses do. What do you mean, but?
You're part of it, man. Well, and I've been like dancing around the horses, ever since. So yeah, I was like, I think for being a mostly lifelong horse girl, like more than half my life, I've only been sent to the hospital once. I'm going to knock on wood and pretty much everything else right now. I've been very lucky. And I think, we're very much in that mindset of like, if it works, we don't need to get it fixed at the hospital. So like, we'll just we'll breathe through it. We'll kind of see we're badass in a lot of ways. I feel like it's funny. My ex-husband is like a germaphobe. So like someone sneezes in the house and he's just like, you should take a COVID test. I'm like, oh my God. Like, like, do we have to escalate it so much? And then I'm like,
list everything I might be allergic to. I will go online and tell you what pollen is currently high before I will accept that I'm sick. So, yeah, I think my risk aversion, like right now, like I took that really hard fall in July, which was such a basic fall, but it was the ground that was hard. Like,
sure.
And not even in a jokey way. Like it was the first time I'd ever fallen on like rock hard ground. And it has altered my brain chemistry a little bit where I'm like, I don't mind falling off. Falling off is fine. I mind the ground being that freaking hard. And it's kind of shifted where I'm looking around like, do I want to do this here? Is this something that I'm just not going to do for a while? I don't really know. So it's kind of a bummer. But it's not the fall that bothers me at all because
it's the landing.
It's the landing on hard. If I was in an arena, I'd probably ride more right now and get more done in my rides if I had footing. Like something that I felt like I could land in and I would sink a little into it instead of
Absolutely.
just
I have
bounce
sand.
off of it.
Yeah, I have sand footing on
Mhm.
the outside arena, and on the indoor, we have this like fiber cotton kind of footing that is like no dust. Both of those are agreeable. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, so I'm more willing to push myself a little harder, knowing that like it will absorb the shock.
Yeah, absolutely. I have some areas that are loose sand, and I'm almost like, I wonder if I can figure out a way to drag it
Yeah,
somehow
do
and
you have a
loosen
drag?
it up. I don't,
You should maybe
but I should
consider
look into
buying,
it.
like you just get like something to go on the back of your truck, put a tire on it or something to make it heavy, and then just drag it, and that should solve your issue.
I think I gotta claw into it
Mm.
and pull it up. I think if I flatten it, that's a problem.
No, but the
I think it
drag,
needs furrowed.
if you drag it, but you put a tire or something on it to make it
wait, yeah, the
heavy,
drag.
it will drag it and lift it up and kind of soften and kind of move it for you. Like,
Yeah, I think I gotta look into that.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's relatively easy, and people are always selling used ones. So you might want to
Yeah.
consider like Facebook Marketplace or something like that.
Oh, I like this idea.
I
Solving
know.
problems.
I
Maybe
mean,
I'll have
that's
to ride this
literally what
winter.
I do on the everyday basis. But you know what? No one solves my problems. So,
I mean, it's usually before I was like, well, I like that there's grass here. I just ride on the grass, but it's not working for me right now.
well, especially when
So-
it gets colder because the ground gets harder. And we just had a significant amount of rain. And so everything's packed. So we have to drag it in order to like soften it back up again and keep it from getting too packed.
Yeah, we're going into, it's already super dry here. It's like drought conditions here, which is funny because like an hour south, I got like 14 inches of rain the other day, like 20 inches of rain. But it's a drought here because everybody knows I like rain. So they're like, screw you, Natalie. And
Yes, they're against you. All the
they hate
weather
me.
gods. Yeah,
The
they
weather
hate
gods
you.
hate me. The atmosphere gods hate me. They all hate me, personally. And we're going into a particularly dry winter cycle because it's either La Nina or El Nino. I can't remember which one. And I'm like, no, I hate dry winter already. And now you're like, it's extra dry and you're in drought. It's like,
See, I think the Northeast is going to get hit a little harder with the precipitation this year.
Yeah.
So we're going to have the opposite problem. And, now I live like 2 blocks from the bay. So we normally get rain along the water. However, that being said, the roads nearby all snow. So it's
the
and
rain
now I
snow
live like 20
line.
minutes from where the kids go to school. So it's going to be real fun to
Oh
see
my
how.
gosh.
Yeah, and Cameron is getting her license, and I'm not at all going to let her drive as a new driver on a snowy road. So she could kiss that fucking goodbye. So
I remember doing a driving lesson on a snowy day and being like, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. Because
I
I
don't
learned to
like
drive
it.
in Maryland. Yeah.
yeah, I
And
don't like it. And I never reschedule clients unless it's snowing like that, because I've slid off the road number of times and I have a good car. So you just don't know, and there's no control. There's nothing you can do. It's like up to your hand and God. So like, a driver that doesn't know what she's doing might panic and make it so much worse.
And that's when you start spinning and
Exactly. And that's when you
snow
cause
is
issues.
it's the atmosphere saying you should stay home, take a
I
little
agree.
break. Yeah.
Nestle in,
Mhm.
cozy season vibes.
Mhm.
Right? Like even yesterday, the end of this week has been really great because it's been a little quieter work-wise. And so, because the beginning of the week was terrible, obviously. And so I had we got the remnants of the hurricane up here. And
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I don't feel like going out and doing anything. So I just wore my sweatpants all day and I watched Halloween movies. I built a piece of furniture. I had the most amazing day.
That sounds really fantastic.
It was amazing. I might do it again today. I can't decide.
Yeah. You're going to.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm totally deciding.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing anything. I'm just like poking at my book. I'm just like, let's change a little bit here. Poke, poke, poke. And then I look out the window for a while and then I go, let's change a little bit here. Just my real easy, slow revision period that I'm in that I love.
Yeah, because you're so hectic that like when you get
So
a break, you
hectic.
really need to take it. Otherwise, I know you push yourself too hard and then you get like burned out.
No, not me.
Well, we
I
both
never-
do it. It's like
Oh my
our
God.
neurodivergent queen situation. It's like the other half of the coin. And so this last year, I've obviously gone the opposite direction where I've like really taken a step back to just be hermit mode for the whole year. And I'm now feeling like, obviously I've been traveling and stuff like that, but by myself, you know what I mean? So it's still technically hermit mode. But I mean, I've been going more and more to clients and things like this, and I've actually been more active on social media, which is how you know I'm feeling better.
I did notice that.
Did you?
Yes, I did. Yes, I was like, oh, we've got some new posts from the Timid Rider, Heather Wallace author. So I think that's amazing, and actually sent you something. Check your email.
Ooh, I love surprises.
Yeah. So, and I have been too. I've been making a lot of dumb videos for TikTok, so that's been really fun. And yesterday I made one just about how cold I was.
I saw it, actually. That's why I brought it up.
I was annoyed, and then I thought this will piss people off and they'll comment, and that'll be good for engagement because they'll be like, well, it's colder where I live. But the funny thing is, there was almost no place in the United States that was colder. Everybody was pretty much like 50 degrees yesterday.
At least
so
we're consistent.
Yeah, nobody could really scream at because somebody was like, well, I'm in Minnesota and it's 50. And somebody, somebody in Wisconsin
but
and
here's
it's
the
50.
difference.
Because usually people will be like, well, it's 20 here, so deal with that. I'm like, that's not the same thing at all, but okay. But I just thought I would let them do it.
It's a comparison thing, right? Like you're in Florida, so a Florida 50 with the humidity and it's in your bones. Like it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
50 for me is a San Francisco winter, right? It is a beautiful fall day in the Northeast. So
and also I get to have an opinion. I get to have an opinion and dislike something. But I just thought, well, people comment on it, be mad at me, and it'll be really good for views. And they didn't. Everybody was fine with it. It was my controversy post was I'm cold. It's 55
and then
I'm cold.
Backfired on you.
Everybody was sympathetic.
Well, I know you love to give your opinion, so I want to shift gears for a minute.
Okay.
Because I saw something on the HRN auditors group. A lot of times we get our episode ideas from the clubhouse, but I saw this on the HRN auditors group, and it really was so interesting to me, what your opinion would be, because I know you have so many. And I want to see if you and I are on the same page. Okay. So this is I guess a what would Heather and Natalie do, or ask the Amy. I guess I'm asking you as the Amy because I'm the professional in this situation.
Oh.
Okay. So this is, and I will clarify, this was not my post, but I did comment on it. So this person posted, I'm not going to say her name because she didn't, say we could.
We're stealing your post for
Yeah. She said it came up in her local equestrian group. And then the question is this, is it fair for a facility to expect compensation for a service provider for using their facility in order to provide the service? So I'll give you some background. The original post was a woman had said she and her husband were having conversations, and he thought she should be charging the saddle fitter and body worker to come in and use her barn for all the clients that were at this and she said that's not something we really do. Can you guys give your information, right? So I'm blind. I gotta take off my glasses to read this.
This is my new thing.
She said, example, body worker, chiropractor, or similar that comes in once a month to your barn and works on horses over the course of a day or sometimes 2 days. There's so many clients. Do you charge them a fee or ask for discounted services for yourself, given you will have to no doubt communicate with boarders about the services and also take on the liability?
Wait, the liability?
Exactly.
Do we not know how businesses run?
So that's the thing. So there's a couple parts to this.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I'm gonna first, before we could take your opinion.
Yes, I want to hear yours unsolicited.
I am the barn owner.
Yes.
And
I'm the provider in this situation.
You're the saddle fitter, and I cannot fit saddles. I am not a chiropractor. I do not offer any of these services. I have 25 boarders, and they pay me $1,000 a month to take care of their horses. And you want to put up a flyer in my tack room that says that you can come out and organize saddle fitting for them. And I say, that's great. Maybe you could take a look at my horse while you're here. That's the end. That's my opinion. You can't charge people for somebody else's services. What? If you were arranging the entire thing and you were scheduling it and your grooms were holding those horses, then a service fee applied to each of their bills might be appropriate, like a 10% service fee.
But not to the provider.
Not to the provider. The provider,
Okay.
no, absolutely not. Provider is coming in and providing a service you can't provide.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, I'm in complete agreement with you. Like, I've never run into that situation because as a provider, one, I do my own scheduling, generally speaking. Now, I have had instances where a barn owner or the trainer will reach out to me on behalf of their barn saying they want to offer this and would I be willing to come in, and they'll organize it for me. Like, I show up for, say, if it's saddle fit, 4 to 5 horses, and I'll do 2 days in a row, right? Like, I show up, they have the horses ready for me. I just go 1, 2, 3, like all the way through, charge the owners and go on and give them their evaluation and leave, right? In that case, I might go to the barn owner and say, you know what? I appreciate that. You get, you know, a referral fee for a certain number off each client you gave me. You get that amount off of your service. Or if, say, there's 25 horses and I see all 25, which it never happens, but say I do, then, you know, why don't I offer that? If a trainer was like, yeah, so I'm going to charge you X amount per person and I'm going to organize this for you or whatever, I could be like, thanks, bye. I'll go to the next barn. Like, I don't have to go to you.
Yeah, like I can see a trainer who wants to go to that level, like they have a lot of horses, they want to schedule it. I could see them asking you to build the barn. And that trainer pays the invoice for the entire group session, however many sessions there are. And then they parcel that out on the board bill. And I have boarded at places where that was a thing, like the farrier billed her.
Sure.
And then she billed everybody itemized on their board because there's no way to collect checks from everybody for the farrier.
Absolutely.
And I could see a trainer doing that the same way for a saddle fitter. And if she wants to put 10% service charge on all of those to her boarders,
that's up to her.
I think that's appropriate because she is doing them a service and they need to have that relationship with her where they're like, and I would have that relationship, right? Where I would be like, I don't have time to think about this. Did you get my horse's saddle taken care of? Thank you so much. Here's an extra 10%.
Absolutely.
You know? Or even if I showed up, but she arranged for you to come out and do that work for me, that's still something I'm not going to do, right? Come on. I'm not going to call somebody.
No, but like to charge the provider to say like, well, you're using my facility. But it's not, you know, that's not like I work where the horses go. If you're going to charge me, then the same could be said like, well, why don't you trailer into my barn? Now I'm going to make you trailer all your horses and I'm going to make you pay the full rate. So
yeah, they're not really, you're not really providing anything to the provider because that's where the horse is. Like you said, like there's no way around that.
Yeah. There was somebody in the comments. I'll just see if I could get it. So they said something about the farrier now only does ship-ins. So
what?
Yes. So in this one case, and sometimes that happens when they're in rural areas, right? But this woman has like 5 or 6 horses, and to ship 5 or 6 horses to the farrier, like, I'm sorry, as a service provider, if I had 5 or 6 horses, I would come to you. Like that's fair, I think. Charge a barn fee.
I've never heard of a ship-in farrier in my entire life. In Wellington and in Ocala and in non-horsey places and I've never heard of a ship-in farrier.
No, it's insane.
That is insane.
And then here's the thing. And they said like a good farrier is almost impossible to find, so I would never charge them to come. And it's the same thing. It's like, you know, so I was saying like I have a level of experience and expertise. If you're going to charge me, I'm going to keep going. And because I don't need your barn, right? Like, and I don't want that to sound egotistical. It's not. It's just, I'm not going to lose money by coming to you, right?
Yeah, because at that point, you're making less money per horse there. Why would you go there?
Right, and my service fee is based on my time, my expertise, and like the ability to, you know, fit only a certain number of horses a day, right? Like I only have a certain number of clients I can take. So that service fee is a service fee for a reason. And like, if I were to do something like that, I'd have to raise the service fee in order to make the same amount of money. So, but the other thing that I found really interesting is that they were talking about liability. Like, every single, and I'm going to just stress this for any provider out there or somebody who's interested, like if you're providing a service, whether you're a farrier, chiropractor, body worker, saddle fitter, whatever, you should damn well have your own insurance.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, that is a real problem.
I can't imagine running any kind of business where you don't, like a service where you're not insured. Like even when I was, a travel agent working in my basement, I had errors and omissions insurance because if you screw up,
right,
there's tens of thousands of dollars on the line. You have to be insured.
Exactly. So like, I just think it's interesting. I mean, I know this woman is having a conversation with her husband. I just thought it was a very interesting topic because a lot of people actually agreed with me, and some people were providers and some people were just boarders. I shouldn't say just boarders because obviously I'm a boarder, like it's important, but they had different perspectives and everyone was like, what? So
All I see is like, are you going to charge a plumber for coming in and fixing something in your apartment building?
Yes.
Like, what does that even mean?
So I think at the bottom line, what's happening here is like a situation where the husband is like, you need to make more money and here's how you do it. And she's like, no, that's not how it works. And she's trying to come up with all these reasons that that's not how it happens in the equestrian world. I don't think, from what I got from that, I don't think he's...
I don't think that's how it happens in any world.
Right. I mean, and I get it. So like, I get that the trainer, if you're holding the horses for the farrier, right? Or you're doing extra work and you have a thing where you do like a la carte services and that's part of your boarding agreement. Absolutely. But that's on the boarder. That's not on the provider.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Glasgow's here. Glasgow agrees.
Glasgow's going to shut us down in a second. So, okay. Well, this is amazing. I just want to mark the time. Okay. We are in agreement.
Wholeheartily.
Is
like
that
I'm
amazing?
Aggressively in agreement. Like I'm ready to go out, maybe hold some town meetings.
A little town hall.
Whoops. Yeah. What is happening in this world? What are we doing? But of course it's the husbands. Look, buddy, boarding stables don't make money.
No.
If your wife told you she was going to make money, she was mistaken and she apologizes, but this is where you are now. This is it is happening now. So just cope. Okay.
Yeah. Did you ever see The Money Pit? It's that. Like running an equestrian facility, the second you think you get a profit, something breaks. Okay, This is just what happens.
Just cope with it, buddy. This is your life.
Exactly. Well, yeah, because I felt, and I don't always. I'm a lurker on social media, especially the last year. Like I spent a lot of time just kind of scrolling. But I mean, I was like, whoa! I made 3 or 4 comments on this.
Oh my God, she's losing her mind.
No, because I wasn't crashing out, but somebody had responded to me, like the author had responded to me being like, well, I'm a saddle fitter and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, whoa there, buddy. Okay. We're allowed to have our own opinions and you're clearly misunderstanding me. But so I was having to kind of qualify my answers. But yeah, I mean, and I told them, and I'm 100% down for this. Like I had this happen the other day. So I had someone from a barn, they saw a clinic. Okay, so they saw a clinic in April, and then I've had multiple clients come to me from that. This woman scheduled 4 or 5 people at her barn for saddle fits. So as she never asked for a discount, she organized everybody. She gave me their information. She said, they'll be here then, blah, blah, blah. Here you go. And they did. They showed up. Everybody was ready to go. And I said, you know what? As a thank you, I'll go ahead and give you a discounted service for organizing that. Like, I appreciate that. And you know what? I think that goes a long way, but by no means did that have to happen. And if she asked for a discount, I might be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you feel like you deserve it, I don't want to gift it to you because it doesn't feel like a gift.
Yeah. We used to have a thing like people would say, how can I get pixie dust? And you're like, you can't ask for pixie dust. Pixie dust is what we grant you. And
at Disney World, right?
Yeah. And frankly, Tinkerbell doesn't feel like giving any right now. So leave my desk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like an entitlement
is not
thing.
mandatory.
Yeah.
You can't ask for it.
Yeah.
But
that's how I agree.
We all want a discount. Come on, babe. Give us a discount.
We all do. And so I do try to do that when I can, or a lot of times, like when we have like January, I try to do discounted off most sessions just because it's after Christmas. I get it. I know how everyone's like a little bit stung from their wallets. And, so I try to do like a client appreciation month, right? Where everybody gets, especially my long-term clients, get a discount. But so I just thought that was really interesting just because I was like, whoa, buddy. Like, let's not put that out there, okay? Like, that's a really bad way to run a business.
Yeah. And I mean, most, I'm not gonna say most, but in the realm of poorly run businesses, I would say that an outsized number of them are equestrian businesses. uh, it's not generally a realm where people are like taking business courses and being like, here's a great example of a business. It's a boarding stable. Like they're just problematic usually in some way. If you're not doing it for the passion, then you're doing it to try to make some money. And if you're doing it to try to make some money, then it's not going to go well for anybody because you can't make any money at it. So
no matter what you do,
it's always going to be the ancillary things like the riding lessons or the trail rides or the experiences. I highly recommend people look into experiences like petting zoos or goat yoga or things like that, because you can charge people without horses a lot more than what you can charge people with horses, like on a per hour basis, because they have money, right?
Well, and also horses just by nature have a higher cost of living, right?
Yes.
So like I showed up at a barn the other day and I actually took a video of it because from far away they look like mini horses. It was like a gang of mini horses. It wasn't. It was a gang of mini donkeys.
Oh, I love mini donkeys.
Me too. I'm obsessed. And they run in a pack and they all came over because they were looking for body work and I was working on another horse and so they're all nosy. I'm like, oh my God, this is my dream. Like, yes, please. Like wild roaming packs of donkeys. Yeah. Let's go.
And
like,
you
I
can
would pay to do that.
You could charge non-horse people decent sums of money to look at the mini donkeys.
Right.
To touch the mini donkeys, to feed carrots to the mini donkeys. You can make money off of them in a way you can't make money off of horse people because they don't have any. They've already given it to you.
Here's a genius idea. You bring your children for pony rides, right? But you're scared of horses. I would pay, like, as a parent, like, here, like, pay me $10. I'll give you a thing of carrots and you go feed the ponies. Go feed the animals, while you wait.
It's just adding experiences that really cost you nothing. You're just, just the supplies for animals and spaces that you already have. Once somebody signed a release form, go over there. Don't put your fingers in their mouth, Yeah.
I mean, look at the Central Park Zoo. The Central Park Zoo has the whole kitty zoo.
Yeah.
And it's a whole part of the zoo a lot of people don't even realize. But like they have those little things where you put money in, you get a little cup of grain and you can feed the animals. So even people who are scared of animals, they can get close to them a little bit and like they can have an immersive experience. Yeah. So
you don't want to put their hands in? Put a feed pan on the ground, say push that under with your foot, and they'll eat the treat that you gave them.
Exactly.
So
well, maybe we just came up and saved somebody's business. But whatever you do, don't charge the providers, charge the boarders if you're going to, and make sure that it's in your license and your contract. I mean, because if you try to charge your boarders and you don't have that in the contract for the agreement, they're going to flip out on you and they're going to leave. So,
yep. And if you're a boarder, since this is a podcast primarily for the Ammies, don't let your barn owner do anything that's not in the contract. Push back. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to push back. And, if you want them to handle that stuff, that's fine. But you should be able to. And I've come into the other side of things, where I've come into barns before and then the boarders have got in trouble because it wasn't their body worker, like the owner's body worker. So like there's been barns where the trainer or the owner is like, no, you can only use my people.
Yeah.
Right.
My opinion on that.
Yeah,
okay.
Tell me that, because as I respect it.
Okay.
But at the same time, I feel like that's my animal.
Yes.
And I'm renting space from you. If I were renting an apartment, I would have, I'd have you, the landlord, fix whatever it was, right? But this isn't that. Like if I were to have, say, a massage therapist come in or like a chiropractor come into my home, it should be anybody I want. Like I shouldn't have to have guest approval from my landlord.
The difference is if you have a boarding contract or a boarding with training contract, your trainer can dictate what professionals you use. But a barn owner, if it doesn't affect the facility, then they can't dictate what providers you use. That's just, then a trainer can, because if the trainer says, I need you to work with this person because I trust this person is going to do the right thing by your horse. Totally and I am the one who's responsible for you and your horse's progression. or I know that the person that you want to use is going to do a terrible job, and I can't train you and your horse if I know what is going on.
Right.
In
like
the
a bad
saddle.
farrier
It's a disaster.
or
Exactly.
bad dentist or something. Like, I totally get that,
Mhm.
but like, you have to agree to that in advance. So like, don't call me and then find out later that you can't have me come in. Right.
But if it's a facility thing, then it's a facility thing.
Right.
You can't dictate what I'm doing with my body in a facility thing. Unless it says specifically, you can't run around naked in my facility. In which case I'm like,
I mean, that's fair. But
what's the point even?
But what I find is funny, and it has happened where like I've come in, and then what they don't do is they never outright say you can't work on the animals. Cause like, so I didn't sign an NDA, but I'm going to respect it. The privacy is like, I had a very A-list celebrity client. Okay. No names will be given.
Jackson. No.
It wasn't, but no names will be given.
Okay.
But she had asked me, because I was referred by someone she trusted, to come in and work on her horse. And the barn owner, it's like a fancy performance barn, let me come in a couple times, and then slowly, I found out, pressured her away from using me so she could use the people the trainer recommended.
Okay.
And it wasn't an outright, like, you can't use her. It was like, oh, well, I really like so-and-so, and why don't you give him a try? And I don't think, and maybe we should do this instead, and all that kind of stuff. And so it was like peer pressure, for lack of a better word. And so, that's fine. You choose whoever providers you want. But I just like, as somebody who is a animal owner, I don't do well with authority like that. Like, don't tell me what to do. Like, I don't love people. So like, that trainer is now on my red flag list. So if anybody calls me from that barn, I say, no, I'm too busy.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I don't want to waste my time.
You're not going to have a long-term relationship with that person, and you are too busy to do one-offs. I feel bad. I did a one-off in July. I didn't even realize it. I really just thought about it yesterday. I was like, oh, I was supposed to call her back out when I started riding again, but I didn't really start riding again. You know what I mean? I just sort of was like hacking. So sorry. I'm so sorry. You did a nice job.
No, but it's okay, because I've had people where like they move barns and they go to these performance barns or whatever, and then they go to a different barn and then they call me again. So, I mean, it is what it is. This is part of being a service provider. It's not a big deal. But it's just frustrating. So it's like, I'm not going to make room in my schedule for you at that barn, knowing that barn does this.
Yeah. Yeah. This ecosystem is so messy, and I wish everybody would just calm down, because
like I had a client for 2 years, and then she moved to a different barn, and the barn was like, yeah, no, sorry. We only do this type of practice. We don't even use body work. We don't believe in it. They're not allowed. But it's your horse.
You're using space.
And the thing is like, and I mean, it is what it is. Again, no fighting against it. I was like, okay, absolutely.
You're not joining a cult. You're renting a stall.
I mean, is it? I'm gonna disagree with you here, because I feel like we are in a bit of a cult. A little bit.
One big cult for sure. But if your boarding barn is its own cult, that's a problem.
That's a red flag.
That's a deal breaker, ladies.
I know. And just to shout out, if you want to know other red flags, we have a whole episode on that from last year. Okay,
let's mark down. Let's make lists of signs that your barn is a cult. All right. This is to be a thing.
That is a great social media caption, actually.
We're doing a whole campaign around it. All right, we're doing reels. We're doing podcasts. Is your barn a cult? I'm all in on this.
We're going to be featured on Today on NBC or whatever.
We should be. We deserve that. Where's Soledad? What's she up to? Is her barn a cult? That's what I want to know.
Soledad knows our friend Caitlin, so here's a shout out. Maybe you should interview us.
Talk about this small freaking world.
Anywho, I guess on that note, we should talk about our adulting wins of the week and move on, because we're already actually it's a full episode already. So
it's usually we do afternoon, and I'm kind of winding down a little bit. It's my nap time. And we're recording in the morning today, and I'm on my second cold brew. Not a big cold brew, don't get me wrong. It's only there's 8 ounces in that cup. But it is my second one, which makes it about 16 ounces. And I feel pretty good.
I'm enjoying this. Well, because sometimes I do have to carry the conversation
really
in the
do.
afternoons, and then I'm like, God, I don't stop talking. Like, this has got to be boring for everybody.
You're right. When we do afternoons, I make it about 25 minutes, and then I'm kind of like, well.
So, see you guys. It's not me. It's really Natalie's fault.
No,
okay?
we're moving to 10 a.m. It's
I think official. So. I think so. You could go to the gym after our calls.
I have started. I used to try to write in the morning, and I kind of stopped trying to write in the morning. I'm starting to write in the afternoon instead because I just feel like my energy is in different upwellings at different times, to use a meteorological
maybe you
term.
have an easier time sitting still in the afternoons. Like I hit 2:00 and I'm like, I could take a little nap.
That's the thing. Like I was taking a nap at 2:00, but then as my workload just enhanced itself, I started making an espresso at 2:00 and sitting and enjoying that. So I do a cortado over ice, and it's wonderful. It's become like my ritual. I
Is
can't
that
take
your
a nap. I need espresso.
Win of the week?
Oh God!
Not to bring you back down to earth here, but
no,
you went off the rails.
What is my adulting win of the week? Oh! I did a very adult thing. I had a phone conversation with a person I was afraid of. I'm working on a manuscript with an editor I've never worked with before.
Oh, is this the one with a lot of like comments?
Yeah, and the comments like freaked me out, and I texted somebody in my agency, and I was like, "These comments are freaking me out." She's like, "It's gonna be okay." So I guess she told the editor that I was freaking out. So embarrassed. So the editor's like telling me, she's like, "Look, I mean," she's telling me, she really loves my work. And blah, blah. I was so embarrassed.
That's the opposite of a win, by the way.
No, but it went really well because we talked for over an hour, and the things that she didn't, there were a couple things in the manuscript where she straight up wrote, "I don't buy this," and that like killed me. I was like, "Who would say that to me?"
That is like your brand, is your authenticity.
Yeah. That is a huge piece. Yes. And she actually fully bought all of the crazy horse stuff that was in it, which is great because that's what makes the book really unique. Is it's a crazy horse story that I made sure is 110% possible.
True. Yeah,
But it was some of the relationship stuff. She's like, I don't buy it. And then there was some other like technical things. And I said, I'm really wedded to these features. I don't want to rewrite them or write them out. I said, but I can make you believe them.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, okay, just do that. Make me believe them. And I was like, all right, it's on.
All right.
So
Natalie challenge is very fun. I like a challenge.
It's great because, I don't want to talk to anybody on the phone, obviously. But if I had not spoken to her on the phone, I would still be afraid of her. And she's great, obviously. Like she doesn't, read children's books because she hates everybody. Although that's a valid reason, I guess. But she does, she's not out there.
Adults.
She's not out there trying to break hearts. She's trying to make great literature. So, it was really good. I was somebody that I really wanted to work with, and I had to get over my fear of before I could work with. So.
Well, making phone calls alone is a fear. I mean, I got something
awful.
In the mail from like New Jersey Natural Gas, and they said, you qualify for a $100 gift card just for like XYZ for what you've already done. But you have to call us. And I was like, that's going in the garbage.
Oh,
like, I'm not
no.
buy $100. Like, I'm not calling you. Like, and then, this is why I need an assistant. And then today I have to call the electrician. I tried calling 3 and my phone kept hanging up on them. And I was like, well, even my phone doesn't want to make the call. That wasn't my win, by the way.
Oh, my God.
My win actually is a little bit of a win for you, too.
Oh, I love anything that's for me.
I know your love language, Natalie. This is why I'm prefacing it. So now you pay attention to what I said. So now she's listening, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a client this week. It's a second session. And we were working. And I said something in the past of like, oh, yeah, I'm getting ready for this big event. We've got Equine Affair, blah, blah, blah. I said, we're going for the podcast. She goes, oh, you have a podcast? I said, yeah. I said, it's actually pretty popular. It's a lot of fun. And it's called Adulting with Horses. She's like, oh, wait, I listened to that podcast, right? So she goes, that's the one with the author, Natalie Keller Reiner, right? And I said, yeah, and me,
Oh, God.
But I was like, but I was like,
but you do most of the talking. How are they even responding to me?
Maybe they think I'm you. So I start I started laughing and I was like, that's exactly it. And I didn't get offended at all because obviously you're more famous. And
So famous.
you're so famous.
So famous.
And I was like, yeah, that's exactly it. And she goes, she just posted about like books to read on her socials or whatever. She's like, I wonder. And she turns around, picks up her phone, and she goes, is this yours? And she shows me a cover of my book that she's got on Kindle. And apparently, because you had said that like you should read my book or whatever.
Oh.
So I was like, well, she doesn't know who I am, but she's willing to read my books. So yeah.
Yeah. You know, it
So I
takes
thought it was
time.
funny. Oh, I wasn't offended at all. And in fact, in a cool way, I was like, well, now does she feel cooler or that I'm cooler? I don't know. Because,
I think so. She's got your book. Yes.
she does. I mean, and I told her, I said, if you read it and you hate it, just remember it was my first fiction attempt. But also, like, when I'm out and about doing the bodywork and saddle fit, like, I am very opposite of my persona, like, when we're selling books. Like, I'm always in bright colors and hats at events and talking to people. When I'm doing bodywork, I'm very much, like, in leggings and, like, comfy clothes. And I'm very, like, under the radar. Like, it's two very different personalities. So I get that I wasn't recognized, so I'm not offended. But
You
was
should
really
get a little
it was
decal
cute.
for the back of your car that says, ask me about my book, The Backdoor Horse by Heather Wallace. That would be really funny.
But that sounds a little sexy.
Honk if you love The Backdoor
Honk
Horse by
if
Heather
you love the
Wallace.
backdoor horse. God damn it, we're too late to get those out for Equine Affair. That's bullshit.
No, oh my God. I have a couple of posts go super viral, and I was like, these would make really cute magnets.
Yeah.
And I jumped really quick to see if I could get them before Equine Affair, and I couldn't. It's like, no, they'd be so good as magnets. And they won't sell as well from an online store, as people picking them up in person.
Absolutely.
But I'll get them made anyway, but.
Yeah, you should. Because, I mean, there's always the potential of Horse World Expo as well.
I want to feel about that one.
Yeah.
Because I figured we'd talk about it because I have my book launch like 2 weeks later.
Oh, yeah. So it's probably not going to happen.
I got to see the details of the book launch. Yeah, I think Horse World might be a challenge next year, but we'll do other stuff.
And there's no way I'm doing it by myself. I'll be exhausted.
No, I know. No,
So-
it's these 14-hour days.
Well,
Horse
we
World's
might have to make-
particularly long.
Yeah, we might have to make Equine Affair Massachusetts like if you want to meet us both in
It's our
person. then
flagship.
This is where we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's our flagship event.
Exactly.
The other events are going to have to woo us or something. They're going to have to like make it worth our time because it is exhausting. I don't think people realize like you're there from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Plus, you got to set it up and you got to bring all the heavy boxes. Like we got books; they're not light.
Yep.
And then we have to usually travel there, plus hotels.
Mm-hmm.
And then I usually have to take off of work in order to get there. And my kids, like I have to find a babysitter for my kids. So, but I'm not against doing a bigger event. I just, I'm going to need convincing, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But Equine Affair Massachusetts, they're always been so good to us. And did you peep that hilarious post that they made the other day?
God. They were like on the official Equine Affair social media. Oh no, here comes Heather and Natalie.
They say, "Here comes trouble," and I laugh, but like they know us so well.
They really do. We've been doing it for so many years. People continually say, "Oh, did you just start doing this when your career changed?" Like, no. I've been doing Equine Affair for God, 10 years.
Well,
I don't even know.
I maybe started doing it 4 or 5 years ago, but I don't know if everybody knows this. Someone asked, actually they'd asked how we met. And I said, well, we knew each other on social media through like the books and the horses and stuff. I said, but the first time we met in person was Equine Affair.
Yeah.
Remember they sat us at Taperton Books next to each other.
And we never shut up.
Talking to you the whole time.
And then Jean wanted to separate us.
Ever since. And then 6 months later, we did Horse World Expo.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm thinking about doing a podcast. And you said, I'm going to do that with you.
Yep.
And
the fact that I remember that conversation and I can picture where we were when we had that conversation.
I think it was involving margaritas.
I was on the way to get margaritas. Then we started planning it out. That just told me like, oh, this is an epochal moment. Like this is going to go on and on and on and on. It's because I don't have that kind of memory.
No, and
So,
sometimes
there you go.
things just fit. You know, for people that don't like to call anybody on the phone, like we do that regularly to each other. So that says a lot. And also, too, like Glenn Hebert of the Horse Radio Network, you know, he and I had known each other, and I brought him the idea, and he was like, hell yes. Like, hell yes. Please go for it. Let's do it. So,
Here we
anyway,
are.
that's Natalie and my meet cute. And my work wife has still not divorced me. So, yay.
Equine Affair will always be where we met.
It's like our anniversary.
It is. We should have champagne.
You know what? Yes. But not at the happy hour. Because I don't want to share that. It's a little expensive, guys. I'm a single mom, okay?
Now, if anybody wants to bring us little bottles of Prosecco,
100%.
acceptable.
I love
Acceptable
those-
tribute.
I love those little blue bottles of Prosecco, like the little mini ones.
We stayed at a hotel in Dublin and they gave us an upgrade and we had access to the VIP lounge and there was a fridge full
That's
of those little
my happy
and I was like,
place.
boop, boop, boop. I was like, I didn't want to go out tonight anyway.
Well, they're like the San Marco or something. They have I have them actually in my fridge right now. I don't have a lot of liquor in my house, but you bet those will be there.
Yeah.
You know? Because also, what am I going to drink? A whole bottle of Prosecco on my own? Like the bubbles fizz out. Like I will literally have a migraine for 3 days after.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yes.
So,
Also, I just realized this is probably going to publish after Equine Affair, but we're inviting people to bring us champagne. So go ahead and post this.
no.
Immediately.
This is going out next week, like right before. Oh no, right. It is during
Next-
Equine Affair.
Well, they can come on Saturday if they listen to it on Friday.
Maybe we post this early. Maybe we have to post this like on like Thursday.
Maybe we should post a special that's just like, hey guys, bring us treats.
How about this? I'll make
We
you
accept cinnamon rolls, cookies.
I'll make you a deal right now. If I can get
Brownies.
my shit together, I'll publish this today.
I think you should. It's timely. You don't have to
I'll be
edit it. There's nothing
fueled.
to cut.
I will be I'll just do like the intro and outro. I'll be fueled on San Marco for Halloween as I put this out, and you'll know what I'm doing as you listen to
Amazing.
it. So
I think you should.
we'll do a special edition, a special Halloween non-spooky edition.
Yeah. It was too much trouble doing spooky ones. I'm not going to lie, guys. I put a lot of effort into that.
I mean, I did get injured this week, so you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
The spooky
speaking
hoof
of,
mark.
do you think OnlyFans has like an injury?
Yes.
I
do
do
think
feet pics
so.
with like a bruise, and like I said, my feet are just got a pedicure. They're pretty cute.
Do it. Get some money.
Yeah, but I am definitely gonna send you the photo though. It's insane.
Okay. I'm excited.
I'm very lucky. Okay, so we're gonna go.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll see y'all at Equine Affair because Natalie and I don't want to drink by ourselves.
We do.
We will, but
We
we don't
have
want to.
See you there. Bye.
Thank you for being a little weird with us, horse girls. If you like what you hear, make sure to subscribe to the podcast on your player of choice. Follow us on Instagram at Adulting with Horses Podcast, or even better, join our Adulting with Horses Clubhouse on Facebook, where you can become part of the show. Also, it's a great place to meet other horse crazy women. Thanks, and see you next time.